Hello, I am Pramod Kumar. Today our subject is accountancy. Our chapter is accounting ratios, and we have divided this chapter in 6 parts. So right now we are going to discuss part 1. In this part 1 we will discuss three things: meaning, objectives and advantages. Right? In this first part, meaning, objectives and advantages. So we have already discussed cash flow, we have already discussed is analysis of financial statements, how we analyze it and how we arrive at cash flows. So now we are discussing accounting ratios, right? So what are accounting ratios? Financial statements, we have already discussed three major financial statements: profit and loss account, balance sheet, cash flow statement. Financial statements meet information needs of decision makers. Who are the decision makers? Financial statements, profit and loss statement, balance sheet and cash flow statements, mainly these three, they meet information needs of decision makers. Whosoever takes decision in respect of the operations of the enterprise, right? Then financial statements provide financial data which requires analysis, comparison, interpretation for taking decisions by various users. Once again, financial data which requires analysis, comparison and interpretation for taking decisions by various users. Those users could be inside the enterprise, outside the enterprise, management, employees, staff, and outside, who are all the people who have invested in the shares of the company, or government, or registrar of companies who regulates the companies, or Securities and Exchange Board of India, or Reserve Bank of India, or various tax departments, researchers, economists. These are the various users of the various data. Okay. Then what are accounting ratios? Accounting ratios, to put it very simply, accounting ratios are for analyzing information contained in financial statements. For what? For assessing solvency, liquidity, profitability and efficiency of operations of an enterprise, right? Accounting ratios, they are for analyzing, they are for the purpose of analyzing information contained in financial statements. Various financial statements, lot of information is contained. So we analyze those through financial ratios. And what do we analyze for? We analyze for knowing the liquidity, profitability, efficiency and solvency of that particular enterprise, right? Everything is done with a purpose. So we analyze accounting ratios from the purpose of knowing about their liquidity, profitability, solvency and efficiency of operations, right? Now we go to what is the meaning of accounting ratios. We try to know what is the meaning. See, the meaning is, it's a very important tool. Accounting ratios are very important tool of financial statement analysis, right? What is a ratio, right? Let us know what is a ratio. What is a ratio? A ratio is a mathematical number. It's a mathematical number derived out of two or more variables. What do we do? Ratio, mathematical number calculated as a reference. It is calculated as a reference to relationships or of two or more numbers and can be expressed as a fraction, proportion, percentage, and number of times. Right? Suppose we are talking about gross profit to total revenue. Suppose gross profit is 5,000 rupees and total revenue is 1 lakh rupees. So how do we arrive at that? It could be 5,000 to 1 lakh. This is one, right? Another is, it could be 5,000 upon 1 lakh is equal to 1 upon 20, right? Or it could be 5,000 upon 1 lakh into 100. Into 100. So what do we get? 5%. Gross profit ratio is 5%. Right? We could write any of the wage. So, what did we discuss? Meaning. What is the meaning of accounting ratio? It's a very important tool of financial statement analysis. Right? And what is a ratio? Mathematical number calculated as a reference to relationships. It shows the relationships of two or more numbers and can be expressed as fraction or proportion or percentage or number of times. Right? So meaning is clear. Now, what is accounting ratio? So we have seen the meaning of accounting ratios, right? Now, accounting ratio, it is a number calculated by referring to two accounting numbers derived from financial statements, right? Accounting ratio, it is a number as we have calculated 5%, 5,000 to 1 lakh, 1 upon 20. So accounting ratio, a number calculated by referring to two accounting numbers. Accounting ratio, accounting numbers derived from financial statements. For example, gross profit to revenue from operations, which we have gross profit to revenue from operations, which we have already discussed. 5,000, right? And it was like this, or it was like this. Right? Now, so this is the gross profit ratio. Now we go ahead. If financial statements contain some errors, these are derived from, these accounting ratios are derived from financial statements. If financial statements contain some errors, statements themselves contain some errors, so whatever ratio we derive from those financial statements will be erroneous, right? Because if some data, some information is incorrect in the financial statements, the ratios derived out of those information data will be erroneous. That is obvious, right? A ratio needs to be calculated using two related numbers. What we have calculated here, gross profit to revenue from operations. Suppose my revenue from operations is 1 lakh and my gross profit is 5,000. What is the gross profit to revenue from operations, right? So they are connected, they are interrelated. If we compare two unrelated figures, then whatever we get is of no use, it is useless. Suppose we say furniture and fixture is of 1 lakh, right? And creditors is 1 lakh. So arithmetically the ratio is 1:1, right? Or 1/1, but it doesn't make any sense. Furniture and fixture is of 1 lakh rupees, it's an asset item, and creditors are 1 lakh rupees, liability item. So there is no connect between the two, they are not connected, they are unrelated, unconnected. So whatever ratio we get out of this will be useless, not of any use, right? So now we will discuss what are the objectives of accounting ratios. Nothing is without an objective or a set of objectives. So what are the main objectives we will discuss, right? Why do we get into accounting ratios? What are the objectives? What do we want to get? What do we want to arrive at? So there are 5 major objectives of accounting ratios, right? First is all these objectives are for the analyst, a person who wants to analyze accounting ratios of a particular enterprise. First is to know areas of business needing more attention. To know areas of business which need more attention, right? If we are able to get something out of accounting ratios, and where we know which are the areas of a particular enterprise which need our more attention, so that on those aspects we could focus more attention and get better results, right? Second main objective to know about potential areas which can be improved with effort in desired direction. To know about areas on which we could focus and get desired results by focusing in that area. Precisely we can say it like this: to know about potential areas which can be improved with effort in that direction. Suppose we come to know about some weak areas, so we can put more efforts in that direction and try to improve the performance, right? Third main objective is, to provide deeper analysis of profitability, liquidity, solvency, efficiency, right? Third main objective, to provide deeper analysis, profitability, liquidity, solvency and efficiency. Deeper analysis means, if X level of profitability is there, why it is X? Why it is not more than X or less than X? What are the reasons that profitability is at X? It is not below X or not above X. Same way for liquidity, same way for solvency, same way for efficiency. Deeper analysis. Deeper analysis doesn't mean that we only talk about x if it is x to increase is to more than x. We need to know why the profitability is 10% and what are the reasons which make it to be at 10% and not 9 or 8%, and what are the things which can be done to improve profitability beyond 10% to 10, 11%, 12%, right? Fourth major objective is to provide information for cross-section analysis, right? Cross-sectional analysis. See, one is we can compare the performance of the same company over a period of time. In 2015, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Another is we can compare the performance of the company with the other companies in the same line of business and maybe of the same size of operations, right? So, to provide information for cross-sectional analysis, right? By comparing with best industry standards, right? By comparing with best industry standards. And fifth major objective is to provide information derived from financial statements, to provide information derived from various financial statements useful for making estimates and projections for future. Estimates and projections for future, right? Suppose 2018, 2019, 2020 profitability was, just for example, 5%, 7%, 6%. So what we are getting here, 2018 it was 5, 19 it went up to 7, and 20 it came down to 6%. Though in 20 it is above 18 level, but it is below 19 level. So a deeper analysis will go into this. Why? What were the reasons that it increased from 5 to 7 in 19 and it declined from 7 to 6 in 20? So the deeper analysis will help in finding out ways and introducing something in order to improve it beyond 6 in 2021 and and 2022, right? This is the fifth one, to provide information derived from financial statements useful for making estimates and projections for future. So these are the major objectives for which we use accounting ratios, right? And now we will go to advantages. What are the advantages of accounting ratios? See, the first and foremost advantage is that if you are given an annual report of a company of 300 pages, you will find it very difficult to make out some sense out of it within a short period of time. But if you are given certain accounting ratios over the last 3 years from the same financial statements, then you will be able to make out a lot of things within a short period of time, right? So what are the advantages? First advantage is it helps to understand efficacy. It helps us to understand efficacy. Efficacy means ability to produce desired results. Ability to produce desired results. It helps us to understand efficacy of decisions taken by the management of the company. What are the major decisions that the management of a company takes? those relate to three major aspects: operational, investing and financing, right? So what are the advantages? By looking at the accounting ratios, we are able to make out about the efficacy of the decisions taken by the management, mainly in respect of operational, investing and financing, whether the investments that the management has made, the company has made, are in line or not, they are suitable to the benefits of the company, its stakeholders or not, right? Second advantage is it simplifies complex figures and establishes relationships. As I told you, suppose you are given an annual report of a company, suppose ABC Limited, it is of 300 pages. So you will find it extremely difficult to make any sense of it within a short period of time. You may be able to, but it will take a lot of time. So if certain main accounting ratios are given for the last 3 years, 18, 19, 20, you can easily make out some sense of it within a short period of time, right? Because accounting ratios simplify very complex figures provided in the financial statements, right? And accounting ratios put before us certain figures which readily establish relationship between various items of those financial statements. They readily put before us. Suppose they talk about current ratio 1.25. Just by seeing this we can make out that the ratio of current assets to current liabilities of 1.25. If current asset is 1.25, current liability is 1, right? So immediately we get some information by seeing those accounting ratios, right? Third advantage is helpful in comparative analysis. By suppose these are the figures of ABC Limited. Here ABC Limited 1.30, 1.25, 1.20, right? Suppose this is current ratio. So we get to know about ABC Limited immediately by seeing these last 3 years current ratio, and it helps us to compare the performance in respect of current ratio of this company with other companies, right? So helpful in comparative analysis, how this company is doing vis-a-vis other companies, or how other companies are doing vis-a-vis this company ABC Limited, right? And the fourth advantage is identification of problem areas. See, we can make any improvement only when we are able to identify problem areas. Till the time that we are not aware of problem areas, we won't be able to make any progress on those aspects. So first and foremost thing for making any improvement is to identify problem areas. So when we said 1.30, 1.25, 1.20 current ratio, here 1, 2, 3, we immediately came to know that current ratio, though at comfortable level, has been declining over the last 2 years, right? So here we are seeing a clear weakness. Though current ratio is at okay level, but it is showing a declining trend. So going forward, it may decline to 1.10 and 10 also. So here we are able to identify problem areas where, and then we can make amends. We can try to make amends so that next time it doesn't go down, either it remains the same or it improves, right? And the fifth item is advantage. it enables us to do SWOT analysis, right? By analyzing the accounting ratios, by looking at the accounting ratios carefully, deeply, what do? We are able to do SWOT analysis. Strength, weakness, opportunity, threat, right? By analyzing accounting ratios, we are in a position to identify what are the strengths of this particular enterprise. If we come to know ABC strengths, then what is our duty? Our duty is to work upon them and improve them further, right? Everybody works on their strong points, strengths. So through accounting ratios, we can know what are the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats of before an organization. Suppose we come to know ABC are the strengths of a particular enterprise, then our duty is to work upon it harder and make it better, more. What do we do weaknesses? Once we have come to know that X and Y are the weaknesses of this particular enterprise, we try to make amends and improve those areas so that those weaknesses are either removed or those weaknesses have less impact on the operations and financials of the company. Either they are eliminated, those weaknesses, or their impact is reduced by working on those weaknesses. Opportunities. We come to know what are the opportunities available before the company. So why do we try to do that? So that the company can encash upon the opportunities available. The company can encash upon the opportunities available. Whatever opportunities are available to the company, it can encash upon those opportunities. Take the advantage of those opportunities. Threat. What are the threats before that particular company, particular enterprise? Till the time that we are not aware, we will not be able to take steps to safeguard. Till the time that we are not aware of the threats, we don't have an awareness about the threats before this enterprise, we will not be able to initiate steps to safeguard it against these threats. But the moment we come to know about the threats, we initiate steps to safeguard the enterprise against these threats, right? So, within 2 minutes, we will try to sum it up, whatever we have discussed. Meaning, objectives and advantages, right? Financial statement meet information needs of decision makers, right? They provide financial data which requires analysis, comparison and interpretation for taking decisions by various users inside as well as outside. Accounting ratios. What are accounting ratios? They are for analyzing information contained in financial statements for assessing solvency, liquidity, profitability, efficiency of an enterprise, right? And what is the meaning of accounting ratios? It's a very important tool of financial statement analysis. It helps us in doing the analysis of financial statements. And what is a ratio? Ratio is a mathematical number calculated as a reference to relationships or two or more numbers and can be expressed as ratio, fraction, proportion, percentage or number of times, right? Accounting ratio, it's a number calculated by referring to two accounting numbers derived from financial statement. For example, gross profit to revenue from operations ratio. What is the gross profit ratio? We have seen 5,000 gross profit out of revenue from operations of 1 lakh, 5%, right? If financial statements contain some errors, so accounting ratio derived out of those financial statements will contain errors. That is obvious, right? A ratio needs to be calculated using two relevant parameters or numbers or variables related. Unrelated variables comparison will not give any sense. It won't be of any use. Objective, what are the objectives of accounting ratios? To know areas of business needing more attention, to learn about potential areas which can be improved with effort in that direction, and third one, to provide deeper analysis of profitability, liquidity, efficiency and solvency of an enterprise. Fourth, to provide information for cross-sectional comparison analysis, cross-sectional, right? Analysis by comparing with best industry standards. Fifth is to provide information derived from financial statements useful for making estimates and projections for future, right? So I hope you found it easy to understand. Other things we will discuss in other parts of this chapter. Okay. Thank you very much.